Modeling the piston for the steam engine, Joe Cerrone, CAD 230. We're going to model this piston. I've made a couple of improvements to it. I added a little ridge here for a piston ring, and I kind of softened up the curves a little bit. The piston is used on the steam engine and it's located right here. And so we're going to set up so that the origin is at the center of the hole for the piston right here. And then as we look at how this functions, if we were to change this to an X-ray view, here's our piston, and then here's our crankshaft. As the piston goes up and down, and this is what causes the motion, we'll have air that will come in through this intake port, force the piston down. As the pressure moves the piston down, it turns the crankshaft, and then there's enough momentum from the crankshaft turning to exhaust the air out through the exhaust port right here. And so it wobbles back and forth, and we control the tension with this threaded bolt, and the pressure is kept on it with this spring. So as we go through and this turns up and down, it continues to cycle and exhaust. Let's get started then. So we'll start a new drawing. We'll say File, New, Part, OK. Set up our document properties, System Options, Document Properties, Units, Inches. I'm going to dial this up just slightly. I'm going to say OK. We're going to start a sketch on the right plane. We're going to draw a center line and make sure that you get a horizontal constraint. And then the way that we're going to model this is we're going to have the origin at this circular point, and we're going to draw this circle in, and then we're going to erase it because we're not going to be able to revolve it, but we'll have that at our origin so that when we start to assemble it, we'll have something to grab onto. Alright, so a number 14 drill, if we do a quick search, is 0.182 inches. And so we'll draw a circle right here at the origin. Whoops, got a point there. We'll put a smart dimension on it. Hit escape. And then as we look at the way this is dimensioned, we can offset this half a point 250, half a point 625, and half a point 375 to get these lines. And then we need a line for the point right here that is going to be 0.188. So we'll start off by drawing a vertical line and then set up a dimension of 0.188 using a smart dimension. So we'll just draw a vertical line off here to the side, hit escape. We'll put a smart dimension on that. And then we can offset that line or we can just draw a line. We want a horizontal constraint on that. And we can just continue with that. to create this boundary shape. Hit escape. Like I said, we're going to delete this now that we have that geometry located there. Or rather than delete it, what we can do is we can select it and make it for construction. And that way it won't try to revolve it as we create this geometry. Alright, I'm going to put a center line from here out. I'm going to put in a smart dimension from here to the center line, and then if you overdraft it like this to the opposite side of that line, you'll get a diameter dimension, and we'll set that at 0.375. And then we'll do the same for this. And I only got half of it. Let me try that again. There we go. .250. .625. So we have this dimension here, and this dimension here. We have our vertical dimensions. Let's tie this in with a 1.75 overall dimension, and then we'll also work with these other vertical lines. Okay, so we have all of our dimensions fully defined. We're going to need to add some radiuses here. So we're going to add this 0.063 radius here and here. So the reason I wasn't able to get that filled in the first time was that this is 0.0625, and so the radius is too big. So let's see if we can make that work with 0.0625. Otherwise we may have to dial it down just slightly more. Not quite. I'm just going to make it 0.0624. Green check mark. Green check mark. And now we have our profile ready to revolve. We'll select features, revolve. We'll say the axis is right here, and we'll go full 360. Next thing that we'll do is that we'll add that hole for that number 14 drill. We're going to create that on the right plane, creating a sketch, and we'll create a circle. We'll give that a diameter of 0.182. Green check mark it, and then we'll extrude that under features, extrude boss base. Excuse me, that would be an extrude cut, not a boss extrude. Extrude cut, and we'll go through all both. Green check mark. Alrighty, and so that is how we would model the piston. We can add some color to it. Remember to save the parts to the same directory. And that completes this video for the piston rod.